Hello and welcome to our second lesson in Chapter 7b on how do we graph an inequality. If you would like to pause the video to give the do now a shot, feel free to do so now. Alright, let's go over the do now. A. Write an inequality to represent the following situation. So the situation at hand here is someone's getting gas and they are asking, please put in at most $10 of gas. So once again, please put in at most $10 of gas. So no more than $10 of gas. So we're going to set up the inequality. X is less than or equal to 10. Because at most means that the gas attendant can put $10 in, no more than that, but they can put less than $10 in. B. What dollar amounts could make the inequality true? So as I was just saying, the most amount of money that the person could spend on gas would be $10 or any amount less than that. So we will say they could spend from $1 to $10 on gas. All right, time to investigate. So today we're going to be talking about how we can actually go ahead and graph the inequalities that we've been talking about. So the graph of an inequality in one variable is, we're going to write down a little definition here, if I can get my pen out, the set of points on a number line that represent the solutions of the inequality. I don't think the handwriting was too bad. You can read what I wrote. So once again, the graph of an inequality in one variable is the set of points on a number line that represent the solutions of the inequality. So basically what that means is it's saying, so we're using a number line that's going to show all of the possible solutions of that inequality, or all of the things or the integers or the numbers that make that mathematical statement true. For example, a colt is a male horse that is younger than 4 years old. And we know what it means to be younger than 4 years old. So if we're going to write an inequality to describe the possible ages of this colt, we're going to use x as our variable. X must be less than 4, because it's younger than 4 years old. Not less than or equal to, because if it was less than or equal to, that would mean the colt could be 4 years old, but it specifically says younger than 4 years old. B. What integers on the number line could represent the age of a colt? So I'm going to draw a number line the best that I can. Okay. I'm going to draw some points here. All right. And I'm going to label them 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, on this number line, there are only a few integers specifically. We know what integers are. As a review, integers are all whole numbers and their opposites, including 0, but in this case, we're not going to consider 0 to be a possible age of the colt, because there is no such thing as someone being 0 years old or a horse being 0 years old. So the only possible integers on this number line that could represent the age of this colt would be 1, 2, and 3. Okay. C. Can a colt be 4 years old? How can we create a graph of the possible ages of a colt? So I kind of referenced this earlier, but since this example said a colt is a male horse that is younger than 4 years old, it can't be 4 years old. So no, the colt cannot be 4 years old. Now we're going to create a number line for all of the possible ages of a colt. So I'm going to create a similar number line. And I'm going to label these points 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And what I'm going to now do is use this concept of an open circle. And I'm going to describe this on the next page. But we're going to use this concept of an open circle to describe what's going on in this number line. Now, the reason why I connected those two open circles is because of this. What I've just written down on this number line is explaining that the colt cannot be 4 years old, which is why I've put an open circle above the number 4, because the colt cannot be 4 years old. But directly to the left of that open circle at 4, there's a line, because a colt that is 3 years and 364 days old is not 4 yet, so it's still a colt. On the other side of things, over here at 0, once again, we agree that the horse cannot be considered a colt at 0 years old because it's not born yet, but the moment it's born, it's considered a colt at day 1, which is why we have a line directly after the open circle at 0. And any age between 0 and 4, we have a nice solid line to represent that any age in that gap, we can call that horse a colt. All right, time for some notes on the rules for graphing inequalities on a number line. So number 1, if you're not given a number line, you do need to draw one. And what you're going to do is write the number in the center of the number line and write 3 numbers less and 3 numbers greater than the center number. So what you may be wondering is, well, what number? Well, I'll give you an example. Let's say you are asked to represent the inequality x is less than 3 on a number line. Well, we'd need to draw one. And the number that we're talking about in this example is 3. So that's the number that we're going to write in the center. 3. And we need to write 3 numbers less, 1, 2, 3, and 3 numbers greater than that center number. So if I label these numbers 4, 5, 6, 2, 1, 0, that is how we would do this on the number line. Number 2, draw a circle at the number in the inequality sentence. So draw a circle at the number. So we're talking about the number 3 in my example up here. So I'm going to draw a circle at that number 3. Imagine that being a more perfect circle above the number 3. Once again, trying my best on this iPad. So we've got our circle drawn. Number 3, if the symbol is less than or greater than, you're going to leave the circle open, like so. If the symbol is less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, you're going to color in the circle completely. So once again, if there's an equal to symbol, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, you're going to be filling in your circle. Number 4, if the symbol is less than or equal to, you're going to be drawing a ray to the left from the circle. If the symbol is greater than or greater than or equal to, you're going to be drawing a ray to the right from the circle. Now, one way I like to remember how to do this is the answer to which way you draw your ray or your arrow is right there for you. For example, let's say our symbol is the less than symbol. Let's try writing that again because it was clearly not the neatest. Let's try again. Here we go. Let's say we're talking about the less than symbol. We'll go with it. If I wanted to make an arrow from that symbol, look what I can do. It looks like a left arrow. That's the same way the arrow is going to be pointing for the less than symbol. Let's say I have a greater than or equal to symbol. The arrow is going to be pointing to the right and would also do so if I did the following. Now we're going to try some of these together. So we're going to graph each of the following inequalities and then name two solutions for each. Number 1. X is less than or equal to 6. So we're going to place the number 6 right at the middle of our number line. Okay. And then let's go ahead and label all the values to the left and right of it. 7, 8, 9, 5, 4, 3. We're going to place a circle directly above the number in the question. So we're going to place a circle above the 6. Now we need to say to ourselves, does this circle stay open or do I need to fill it in? Well, looking over at the question, it's a less than or equal to symbol, so we need to fill in this circle. Now we just need to decide which way our arrow is going to be pointing. I look at my symbol again, it's the less than or equal to symbol, so we're going to be drawing a ray to the left from the circle. Like so. Now let's name two solutions for each. So what this ray is telling us is that all values to the left and including 6 are solutions to this inequality. So I will say that 6 is a solution and so is 5, the next integer after 6 heading in the left direction. Number 2, m is less than 2. Let's start our number line with 2 in the middle. I'm going to label all values to the left and right of it. It's a -1. Now we're going to place a circle directly above the number 2. Say to ourselves, do we need to fill in this circle? Well, it's just a less than, not equal to, so I'm not going to fill it in. And then we must draw our ray to the left of this circle because it is a less than symbol. Now let's name two solutions. I cannot put 2 as one of my solutions because it's an open circle at 2. 2 is not a solution to this inequality. So the first solution I'm going to put on my line is 1, and after that, 0. Those are both solutions to this inequality. Number 3, b is greater than -5. Let's put -5 right in the middle. Okay, I'm going to write down some values to the right of -5. Remember, as we go to the right, our negative values get smaller. -3, -2 as we get closer to 0, -6, -7, -8. I'm going to draw my circle directly above -5. b is greater than -5, so it's not a greater than or equal to. I am not going to fill in that circle. And we have a greater than symbol, so I am going to draw my arrow in the right direction this time. Remember, greater than symbol, the arrow goes that way. So two solutions for this inequality. I'm going to pick -4 and -3. Those are the first two integers directly to the right of -5. Now once again, if you picked -2, that works as a solution also. Number 4, x is greater than or equal to 0.5. Interesting. I'm still going to use whole numbers on my number line, so I'm going to start with 1 in the middle and fill in some values here. I'm actually going to zoom in to make this more efficient. So we need to include 0.5 on this number line, because remember, the circle has to go directly above the number in the inequality. So I'm going to make a new line directly in between 0 and 1. That wasn't the best. I'll try and be more perfect here. Much better. And I'm going to label that 0.5. And I'm going to draw my circle directly above that line that I've created. Okay. Now we look at our symbol. It's a greater than or equal to, so I certainly need to fill in this circle. And our arrow is heading to the right. And two solutions to this inequality, I'm going to pick the numbers 1 and 2. Those are two integers that are to the right of 0.5. Number 5. Name 3 integer solutions of the inequality w is less than or equal to 1 and 1/4. Now the question specifically says 3 integer solutions to the inequality w is less than or equal to 1 and 1/4. If you want to think of 1 and 1/4 as a decimal, you can. It's equivalent to 1.25. We know what 1/4 is. It's a famous fraction. So any 3 integer solutions to this inequality. Well, the first integer that is less than 1.25 is 1. If I can write the number 1. Let's try again. Not working. Not sure why. Ah, my pen shut off. Okay, we're back. As I was saying, the first integer that is a solution to this would be 1. The next integer less than 1 is 0. And the next integer less than 0 is -1. So those are 3 integers that are less than 1 and 1/4. The reason why I didn't pick 1.25 is because that's not an integer. All right. So it's now time for you to try. So now would be the time to pause the video to give 6, 7, 8, and 9 your best shot, and then resume the video when you would like to check your answers. All right, the answers to 6 through 9. I'm going to go through this a little bit quicker than when I was doing the notes before. Hopefully you have a good grasp of this concept. So, number 6, x is less than 5. I'm going to place an open circle above the number 5. If I get my pen out. 5, 6, 7, 8, 4, 3, 2. Open circle above the 5. It's going to stay an open circle because it's just less than, not less than or equal to. My ray is heading to the left. And 2 solutions to this inequality would be 3 and 4. Number 7. X is greater than -1. So I'm going to put -1 at the beginning, the middle of my number line. I'm going to put some values to the left and right of it. We're going to place a circle directly above -1. Not going to fill in that circle again because it's just a greater than symbol. And we are going to draw our ray to the right because it is greater than. And 2 solutions to this inequality would be 0 and 1. Number 8. X is less than or equal to 6.5. So I'm going to draw 6 as the middle here. 6, 7, 8, 9, 5, 4, 3. For this question, I need to add a line 4, 6.5. So I'm going to do so. And make sure my circle is directly above that line. Like so. Less than or equal to, so this circle has to be filled in. And we are drawing our ray or our arrow to the left. And two solutions to this inequality would be 5 and 6. Those are two integers that are to the left of 6.5. Number 9, x is greater than or equal to -9. Let's put -9 in the middle of our number line. -8, -7, -6, -10, -11, -12. Boy, these negatives really make it hard to cram these on the number line. I sure hope you're all being nice and neat on your notes. Okay, so we're going to place our circle above -9. And this needs to be a filled-in circle. And we are heading to the right of this filled-in circle because it is a greater than or equal to. Remember, greater than or equal to, we have an arrow heading to the right. And two solutions would be -9 and -8. These are two values on the number line that are to the right of that filled in -9. And I just pointed to 2 points that I didn't write here. -7 could have worked, but also -9 works, which is one of the ones that I wrote because it's filled in. So that is a solution to this inequality. All right, time to summarize. Nice job making it through this lesson. Explain the difference between graphing an inequality with a closed dot and one with an open dot. Well, a closed dot is used to represent greater than or equal to and less than or equal to. And an open dot is used to represent the greater than and the less than symbol. Alrighty, as always, if you have any questions, you may feel free to reach out to any of your teachers on Remind. I hope you enjoyed the lesson, and my jokes about my handwriting being sloppy have not gotten old. Have a great day, and we will see you for the next lesson.